Good afternoon, my fair-weathered friends, or evening, or morning, or whatever time it is that you happen to be listening. This is Fraternize with These Guys. I'm Pastor Pinewood, and we got...
I am busy.
Over on the other side, co-hosting today. We're excited today.
Yes.
Second episode.
Episode number 2.
So episode 1 in the books.
It was.
A roaring success.
Yeah, critically acclaimed.
Yes, I think we're up for an Emmy.
I think we hit the number 1 spot on iTunes, and we haven't even uploaded it there yet.
Man, that's fantastic. Joe Rogan's got nothing.
I'm telling you.
What's the Emmys for podcasts?
Pimmies.
That's terrible.
Yeah, well.
It sounds too much like...
not all of our winners.
Not all of our winners. Sounds too much like preemies, which is... It's rough. It's rough. We're going dark places quick.
Wow, this really started off bad.
Not great. However, I'll tell you what was not bad was our week of epic dove hunting in the Texas Panhandle.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And thanks again for letting me go up there. I loved it.
Yeah, of course. I tell you what, one of the most impressive things about the whole trip was when was the last time you fired a shotgun? Like
probably 2 years.
2 years? So BC gets out of the truck, and we're walking up to the little pond and pulls a shotgun out, and it hadn't shot it in 2 years, and hits a nice teal at like 45 yards.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, one shot, one kill.
Yeah, crushed it. Well, my first 5 shots
were
that's actually kills.
That's right. Your percentage points went down after that a little bit.
Yeah, substantially.
Yeah, but I've had an arm injury for a bit, and even though that excuse is horrible, it's still a valid excuse because I did pretty horrible that first day for like, I don't know, the first 2 hours. And then we kind of caught up with each other a little bit numbers-wise.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun.
It was, man. It was a blast.
Yeah. Shout out to Jesse for letting us hunt out there. And
the old worm.
Yeah, the old worm himself. And also shout out to the rest of my family for letting us hunt on their property. We really, really appreciate it. So Cy and also my grandmother Carol.
Yep.
We're very appreciative. Yep. Anyway, so lots of fun. Well, let's dive right into it this week with leading right into our Libations Library.
Libations!
All right, so our Libations Library today is going to be one that I thoroughly enjoy and one that Mr. Beasy does not.
I am not a fan.
Yes, so I'm going to make him introduce our beer for the day. What are we drinking today?
So today we are drinking Cano Bliss IPA series. It's from the Oscar Blues Brewery. It's a hazy Indian Pale Ale.
India
Pale Ale.
Don't say Indian. We're going to get sued. Yeah, they're coming after us already.
It has a 7.2% ABV, and they're not real clear if it's in Longmont, Colorado, Brevard, North Carolina, or Austin, Texas.
Yeah, apparently
they all 3 of them
brew in 3 different places.
So hopefully we got the Texas one, and I guess it really doesn't matter because they're all going to be pretty crappy.
I can't go with you there. Let's go ahead and open these bad boys today. Oh, yes. Smells fantastic.
It smells like a granny potpourri fart.
Yes, that is wonderful.
That tastes like one, too.
So if you haven't caught on, Brandon is a fan of most beers, not IPAs.
IPAs, I don't know what it is about IPAs, but they're too floral.
Well, it's made for men, so I understand why you don't like it.
Yeah, Austin boys.
You watch your mouth, sir.
The ones that wear, they glitterify their beards. They wear capris.
Hey,
and they have what are those stupid hats?
Like a fedora?
Yeah, it's not a fedora. It's worse than a fedora.
It's worse than a fedora.
Yeah, it's like a Robin Hood hat.
What? Who wears those?
The people in Austin.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I feel like they do.
Well, if I was gonna,
and they're probably drinking this beer right here, Cano Bliss IPA.
Cano Bliss. Well, my immediate judgment is it's fair for an IPA. It's not wowing me, but it's definitely solid. And for a hazy The flavor's not there the way I typically would want it. It's not quite as robust as a lot of them out there. And with the 7.2 ABV, it should still have plenty of flavor. So I'm not digging it 100% for sure. I'd give it about 75 chicken McNuggets.
75 chicken McNuggets.
75.
Wow,
I'm just kidding. It's not that low, but
no, I was going to say, well, that's about where I was going to put it on the chicken McNugget scale. So that's going to give it about a 2.
shout out to our first episode on the chicken McNugget scale.
That's right.
Hilarious.
If
Okay,
you haven't listened to it, you need to check it out.
definitely go back and check that out. And you only have to go back
One
one
episode.
week, so shouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay, I'll let you go first. What's your ranking?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Knowing I'm not a big IPA fan, initially it's not too terrible. On the back end, you kind of get that floral nonsense. On a scale of 1 to 100, I'll probably give it a 72.
72.
I'll give it a 72 because it's not terrible. I wouldn't be able to drink a 6er.
Okay, it's fair.
I certainly wouldn't drink more than one.
Well, I will say a 6-pack of 7.2 ABV. You'd be floating. You'd be floating a little heavy.
You underestimate
Well,
my prowess.
I know you enough to know you wouldn't be under the table, but you'd be probably slouched over just a little bit,
Well,
a tad.
That's because I'm fat. Well, I take that. I'm not fat. I'm plumpable.
I do like that word.
Yeah.
By the way, that's
bringing it back.
That's a made-up word.
It
That's a made-up
is.
word that
It
Beezy
is.
just came up on the fly.
Yeah. Oh, plumpable.
Comfortable. And so if you're struggling out there because your first date took you to McDonald's and you haven't been able to shake that, and you're a little plump around the midsection, and but you're comfortable,
You're happy.
you're happy,
You're plumpable.
you're plumpable. She's not making you do a bunch of housework all the time. She's cool with McDonald's.
Hashtag plumpable.
Comfortable. Love it. I'm going to give this a solid 83.
83.
83.
Just shy of what you rated the what was it? The Java Stout.
Well, we had
huh?
Java Stout last week, and man, I put that above this. I don't know. I like coffee a whole bunch, and that Java Stout was good. I think it's a libation sin to talk about previous beers when we're trying to showcase this one.
Well,
But,
fair enough.
I don't care. It's just one of those deals. Oscar Blues is a great brewery company, and Oscar, if you're out there listening, you should send us a fat royalty check for supporting your beer,
And I didn't just completely trash it either. So
which is surprising.
yeah, I agree.
Surprising. Also, along with the beer, every once in a while we'll also have a cigar. And today, Brandon is smoking a miniature cigar from the H.B. Upman Company, and I am smoking a Pissed Off Christoph from the Christoph Dominican Cigar Company. So we're going to be doing that as well, and we won't rate the cigars or anything, but libations just for the beverages.
For the beverages.
So that's what we're doing. We'll enjoy this IPA through this episode, and we'll give them a shout out at the end of the episode as well. You should definitely check them out. All right, we have talked about our dove hunt, and that was good times. We've done Libations Library. It's time now to get right into our questions for the day.
Hit it.
And
First question. You want me to go? You want to go?
go
How
ahead.
You want to do this?
Yeah, have at it.
All right. Well, it's starting to feel as though we've got a specific theme. Once you hear this question, you'll agree. But so here we go. Question numero uno. Price for a hamburger at my local McDonald's.
God, McDonald's again?
Jumped from $1.30, tax included, to $1.40, tax included.
Where's this guy's McDonald's?
I don't know, but it's it's coming from a guy. His name is Todd A. Canada, or Canda. Todd A. Canda.
What?
We'll just go with Todd A. Canda. Maybe he doesn't know how to spell Canada. I don't know.
If you're in
Is there a
Canada,
town called Acanda? Who knows?
I don't know.
Anyways, so it went from $1.30 to $1.40. That's with tax included. Should I start eating bologna sandwiches?
Okay, right out of the gate, two completely unrelated topics.
How do you figure?
Cheap McDonald's burgers to should you eat bologna sandwiches? I don't
Well, I guess
understand the
that's
connection.
I mean, one, you've got to get out.
Yeah.
You got to do your hair.
I don't think
It-
what's his name?
Todd Akanda.
I don't think Todd from Canada is worried about his hair. He's almost as embarrassing as the guy that. What did he say on his handle last week? That he was man of prosperity.
Yeah.
Or,
I forget. He was rolling in the dough or something.
Yeah, something like that. And he's taking his girlfriend to McDonald's for the first time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't think Tom's too concerned about his hair.
Sure.
Apparently, he's concerned about 10 cents.
Well, I can tell you, with the 10-cent concern, I can guarantee he is not going to spring the $2 for that extra soda.
Yeah, nor is he bringing whiskey because he's not going to buy whiskey.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, come on, 10 cents. You're already there. Spring the 10 cents. Yeah.
Who holds up stuff over 10 cents? His name's not Karen.
10 cents. Is that even a real denomination right now?
I mean, it's in your car. It's in your car right
You
now.
will probably find 10 cents walking to the door of a McDonald's.
And let's be honest, Tom's not using currency.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. Tom's using a debit card. And when you use a debit card, it's not even real.
Well, I don't, unless he's using one of those debit cards that says, "Do you want to round it up and donate?"
Okay. Can we all get on the same board that that's the most ridiculous cash grab
Yeah.
that the world has ever come up with?
Yeah, of course.
Like I go to your place of business because I want to buy milk and eggs and toilet paper for me and my family because we're poor. And then you ask me if I want to donate $5 to the Starving Pygmies in New Guinea. I don't have $5 to donate to the Starving Pygmies. I'm starving.
I've only got $3.20, and it was $3.10 last week. You went up 10 cents. Now you're breaking my bank here.
Asking for a donation on top of your price increases.
I mean, this is just what is this, communist Russia?
Yes, we're in Mother Russia yet again.
Mother Russia.
Mother Russia.
Mother Russia gives you the eggs.
Maybe Tom's from Mother Russia and he's trying to hide the fact.
It could be.
Because if he speaks out against Mother Russia, they'll extract that 10 cents in another way.
They're taking it out of him.
Yeah, for sure. Usually on the back end.
Ayo. But here's the real question. Should he start eating a bologna sandwich?
Okay. All right. So that's the question. So we have to make the connection. And the connection obviously is if the price of the hamburger that went up 10 cents is too much. Now the only other option
Is bologna.
is buying bologna sandwiches. I don't know how you got there, Tom.
I honestly think that there is an option that's not being explored here.
There's like 1,000 options that are not being
He goes
explored
straight
here.
to bologna sandwich, which, I mean, if you take the cost of a loaf of bread, you're looking at what, $1.80?
Yep, $2.
We'll just round it up. Say
Okay.
$2.
Yeah, for the Starving Pygmies,
For
right?
Starving Pygmies, you just round it up. It's $2. Yeah, I mean, even if you get the off-brand bologna,
Yeah.
$5?
$5?
$2.
$2?
Yeah, we'll go with $2.
What kind
It's
of
off-brand.
cheap ass bologna you buying?
What is it's called, budding or something like that?
Bar S?
You get that bar S Bolognas. Yeah, we go with bar S. We'll go
Okay.
with bar S.
All
You
right.
get, we'll say we'll go $3.
$3.
So we're looking
So
at
meet in the middle.
$5.
Okay, you get $5, and you can make how many
And
sandwiches?
that's no condiments.
Ooh, good point.
I mean,
Hard to eat a bologna sandwich with no condiments.
agreed.
It really is.
I
Really
mean,
is. If you don't have real mayonnaise and pickles,
real mayonnaise,
it's hard to get down a bologna
a
sandwich.
squirt of mustard.
Ooh,
You got to have the pickle.
yeah.
And you can't cheap out on the pickle neither. You got to get the Velasquez
Yeah, that's right,
because
that's right.
Velasquez crunches.
That's true. And a shot of liquor. Because
Oh,
let's
yeah.
be honest, if you're eating bologna sandwiches,
Let's be honest.
You're gonna need a
definitely-
shot of liquor.
And it's probably going to be vodka.
especially if Tom's from Mother Russia trying to hide his identity.
But why not go? So right now we're looking at, you could probably get, what, maybe 8, 9 meals, 10,
Yeah, for
10 meals?
$5.
$5, not including condiments.
Yep.
So about a buck
Okay.
after you factor in your condiments.
Okay, so I can say, how long have you been doing math, sir?
I've been doing about 48 and a half years is what
You
my
need-
degree says anyways.
You need to work on that a little bit more. So let's call it without condiments. We'll call it 50 cents.
50 cent.
50 cents.
50 cent.
All right. So sound about like, well, I was gonna say tree fitty, but it doesn't sound like that. Sounds like 50 cents. So you got a bologna sandwich option with no condiments for 50 cents. Let's say you
Or
or
you could get ramen noodles for 35 cents a package. And then
add your own bouillon cube.
poop yon cube.
Again, shout out
Shout
to
out to last week's episode.
all right, you could definitely do that. But here, that's what you're up against. So without condiments, a horrible bologna dry sandwich, 50 cents, and you're gonna need 2 of them.
At least.
Yeah, so you're looking at $1 there. With condiments, let's say $1.25.
Sure, that's
All right.
fair. That's fair.
Versus a 10-cent increase on your hamburger, which strangely he includes taxation on both. I don't know. Maybe he's a libertarian. He's hanging up on that taxation rate.
Taxation. It'll get you every time.
Every single time. Taxation is theft. Just want everybody out there to know. So I don't have a great answer for him,
You know what
except
else is
for
theft?
what?
This IPA.
Oh, come on. This IPA is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think the answer to Tom is quit being a whiny little baby face and sack up and pay the extra 10 cents for your hamburger.
Sack up, Nancy.
Yeah, sack up. Or even better, stop eating McDonald's hamburgers and eat some real food.
Why don't you? Here's another idea. All right. Fast for 3 days. Then you got yourself. Let's see. What is that? 3 days would be 3. You got almost $5. Take that $5 and then go to Burger King and get a flame broiled Whopper.
Oh, look at that fast mathematizing you did there.
Yeah, that's what I do math for 48 years.
On the spot mathematizing. That's a thought. I would be curious to know what Tom does for a living.
Probably nothing very financially secure.
Probably not.
Since he's due over a 10 cents
Yeah.
on a tax increase, probably.
That's fair. Maybe. What if it is just a governmental tax increase and
Could
he's
be.
in Canada and he's just trying to stick it to the man a little bit?
You know, boycott the burger altogether.
Boycott the burger altogether because I'm not paying this ridiculous 8% tax rate.
Is this just?
It's not. It's clearly not
He's
just.
probably right.
I'm pretty sure Tom's not smart enough to do any of that.
Well, that's
And
fair.
So I think he's just simply griping about 10 cents. And unless Tom is buying hamburgers in the 1950s, he should just sack up and pay the extra 10
Spill the
cents and
Get that burger.
and eat that burger.
You're
Yeah.
gonna poop it out and then use the poop to flavor your
Flavor
get a
your-
McDonald flavored
Yes.
McDonald flavored ramen.
Whoa. McDonald flavored ramen.
Tell
Hey.
you.
That's the next $1 million idea.
Boom.
So we've got transforming trailer helicopter pads from
Yep.
last week. Now
Yep.
we have ramen, McDonald flavored ramen that
Yep.
you don't even have to add your own poop to.
I'm telling you.
All right,
Done
genius.
and done.
Done and done. Millionaires
the bank.
several times over. And also, I think we need to sign an affidavit stating that we will not bring up McDonald's for at least 2 episodes.
I believe that's fair.
Yeah, we're probably going to hit it again before the end of the episode.
Yeah,
today,
that's
but-
probably fair too.
Yes. Okay, so Tom, you're an idiot. Spend the money and eat your burgers in peace and quit. Probably just get off the internet altogether.
Yeah, it would save. Well, if he does that, then we don't have questions. So stay on the internet, Tom.
All right, Tom.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, next.
All right, next question.
Next.
Question number 2. All right, this is a good one right here. How does an American get a citizenship in Hawaii? I always loved Hawaii, but wished I could stay.
Is he named Tom as well?
This is anonymous, so we're gonna call this person
Pretty sure we should call him Tom.
Flower Gina.
From I'm gonna stick with Tom because it sounds a lot
We'll
easier
just
than
do-
that.
Well, his actually the last one was Todd.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I was
We were
calling him Tom for the whole
time.
time. Well, I don't care. Well, we can call this one Todd.
Well, this one will be Tom.
Oh, okay. Well, we were already calling him Tom.
Well, but he was actually Todd. He was
Okay.
an actual Todd, but this is an actual Tom.
Okay. Well, he's also an idiot.
Yes,
And
agreed.
probably the best part of that question, he definitely insinuates that he's been to Hawaii, like enough time where he's fallen in love with the place and still has not realized that it's part of America.
Or maybe he just does a lot of those Yahoo virtual tours.
Is that a thing?
I'm pretty sure it is. I know you can actually, with my VR, because I've got the Oculus Quest, you can hook that up, and people take a bunch of just YouTube videos and stuff that's all in VR, and it's almost like you're there. It's pretty legit.
Okay.
But maybe that's all he's doing, is he's just wandering around on the beach, just doing a little strolly poo, and he's in Hawaii.
Okay.
And he probably lives in, well, it says that he's from the United States, I'm guessing.
Of course he's from the United States.
Well, here.
He's worried about being in the United States while he's in Hawaii.
That was just a travel subcategory.
That's funny. So freaking Todd Tom has
Todd
he spent all the time and effort to get a virtual reality system to tour Hawaii, and yet he has not picked up on the fact that it is in fact the United States.
The 50th.
Yeah.
50th?
Question: do you need a passport to fly to Hawaii?
Now that is a good question.
I would assume no. However, you're going over international waters.
It's international waters, so I would assume you would. Now I know
Young Jamie, can you pull that up? Dang, we need a young Jamie.
Come on, Jamie.
Yeah, that would be good. Something to look into.
We
Not
probably
that I'm
should have done some research on
probably
that.
should have. I'm never going to Hawaii, but it would be something to look into.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think you would.
the only thing I could think would be an argument is that you are crossing international waters. Because I know if you drive to Alaska, you have to drive through Canada, so you have to go through border checks.
Right.
So you have to have a passport to do
Okay,
that.
that makes sense.
Now, if you fly, I don't know that you have to.
Okay, isn't that if you're on a plane and you're going to China? China. And
We're going to China.
You leave United States, flying to China. The plane is under United States jurisdiction. I swear I've had 3 drinks of the beer. Holy cow. Under United States jurisdiction, good grief, until you get to China. Like the whole time you're in the, if you can't get it right the second time, you just breeze past it because it was a disaster. But you're under that particular ordinance until you land in China. Is that correct? And then when you land, you're officially in Chinese. That's just an assumption. I don't know if that's true or not.
I'll have to check my flight law.
Right.
I'm just bird law is where I'm really profound in, but flight laws. I fell asleep in that class.
You've been a lawyer for 37 years.
42, but
well,
close enough.
Close enough. Well, I don't know. Todd Tom is obviously an idiot, and I don't think he deserves to have much more time spent on this ridiculous question.
Agreed. He probably is another troll.
He probably is. But if you're not a troll, Todd Tom, you can get your citizenship. You're already a citizen of the United States, and Hawaii is part of the United States, even though it's separated by some watery stuff. Yeah. So I don't know. Okay, I'm definitely ready to go on. I'm stumbling all over my words. I got, what does Dan call it? Mushmouth. We have Mushmouth. I've got a really good question that's actually a little bit more on the serious tone.
Ooh.
But a good serious tone. The question is, what would you do without internet or TV?
Oh, well, funny you should ask, because I would probably record a podcast with you because my internet's out while we wait for this McDonald's royalty check to show up.
Oh, yeah.
So I can get the internet and the cable back on.
So what you're leading me to believe is the internet and cable's off because we spent all of our money on
podcast equipment. Yeah.
Okay,
hey,
gotcha.
But if all goes down the turlet, we got some pretty solid equipment.
We got some solid podcasting equipment. It's You know, and that McDonald's check ought to be coming in
Any day.
any day.
Hey, we
Any
did
day.
throw in a Burger King, so maybe they'll
Yeah,
put a
that's
little
right,
in there.
That's right. Just a mention. I don't know what a mention's worth.
Who knows?
Yeah, we did win like 3,000. What'd you call them? Pennies? Pennies?
Pinamies?
Pennies? Okay, good question. And in all seriousness, I spend probably way too much time on the on the interwebs.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, my phone reminds me once a week how horrible I am
Yep.
because it tells me the screen time.
Yep.
And usually that averages between 3 and 4 hours every day. And
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. So I think the reason is I do a lot of research in the office on my phone
Yeah.
for whatever reason. But that's just probably an excuse also because, you know, Facebook and Instagram, they eat up a lot of time.
That's
And,
true.
Anyway, is one of our helicopters that we rent flying over right now?
I believe so.
That's impressive.
Did you forget to close up the trailer out back?
I guess I did. Somebody thinks it's open for
Yeah,
landing.
I guess they're landing.
Yeah,
Well,
I hope Todd Tom can still hear us over all of that racket.
Tom will be all right.
Um,
Maybe he's going to get that U.S. citizenship to go to Hawaii.
maybe so. Maybe so. I do know I would spend much more time getting done things around the house that I need to do,
Yep.
especially in the evening when you're tired, had a long day, come home, crack a cold one, and sit in front of the television.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's something to be said for zoning out for a little bit. Unfortunately, I zone out and I look up and it's been like 3 hours.
Yeah, or just binging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we binge. We binge in this house.
Yeah.
Now, if I had no internet, no TV, I would probably spend a lot more time out here in the doghouse.
Oh, yeah. For a lot of reasons, probably.
A lot of reasons. There's a lot of projects that are half done or half not even started.
Yep. Yep. Probably also as many times that you're in the doghouse for
Other reasons.
other reasons.
For
like,
sure.
you know, you just make your wife angry.
Well, that and having projects on that honeydew list
Oh,
that
that's right.
Still didn't finish.
That's right. Well,
Yeah, those are there too.
she probably got some credence for that.
Well, that'd be fair.
At least she binges with you,
That's true.
and it's not all just you binging out and she's judging you silently from behind, or not so silently.
Oh yeah, she's definitely vocal.
Yeah, I would believe that. I would definitely believe that. I don't know. I think we'd get much more done. However, there's definitely a place for television and the internet.
Well, and I think a lot of what our society nowadays is missing is getting out there,
Yeah,
doing stuff, being social.
it's true.
I mean, I remember growing up, we'd go to the mall, and you could walk around and you'd bump into people, and you'd sit there and chit chat. If you go to the mall now, you just walk through there, and everybody is staring down, clacking on their phones,
It's true.
not looking up,
Yep.
not paying attention. It's get out, say hi to people,
Right.
talk.
And I think you and we were probably some of the last generations to have a childhood without the internet.
That's true.
I don't know, you know, we grew up in the 90s, and our childhood was early 90s. And I guess probably the internet obviously was around in the
It was in
90s.
its infancy, but the helicopter took off.
That helicopter is out of control. We're gonna have to really get onto that pilot. But it didn't really become prevalent until I was well into high school,
Right.
in the early 2000s, and then even after that, we had a lot of limitations. Probably,
Dial up.
yeah, dial-up internet, AOL CDs. Do you remember popping
Yeah.
those AOL CDs
yeah.
in, trying to get free internet?
You remember the other thing with dial-up internet was you got a phone call, your internet went away. But that was when everybody had landlines.
Yes, yeah. What the heck is a landline?
Hey, I know.
Yeah. So, and I do also remember getting separate lines.
Yep.
People would get separate lines for the internet. My parents never did that because they didn't love me. But
No worries. Same here. Same here.
yeah, they never let me get my own phone line in my room either. I always thought that was messed up.
Yeah, we never had that. We had the kitchen line that had that cable.
Yes. Like
attached to
90
the-
foot?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you could literally walk from one end of the house to the other and be on the phone. And then if you were like me, you'd use it as a trip line for
Yeah.
your younger brothers and sisters and let them go run around and clothesline themselves.
Yeah, I would definitely not want to go back to the days prior to the internet.
Yeah, I think it's a very useful tool, but it should be used as a tool and not as I don't even know what to call it. Just not as a crutch, I guess.
Well, or an addiction. I think you
Yeah.
can very much call it an addiction.
oh yeah, most certainly.
Yeah. Rogan talks about having his social media accounts in a folder labeled addiction or labeled something like that. So he knows every time he opens it. It's like this is bordering into something I don't want to deal with. I don't know. I don't take it quite that far, but it's a good point.
It's definitely a valid point.
Yep. I know I waste too much time and but again, just like I wouldn't want to go back to the 1850s doctoring, I wouldn't want to go back to
Whiskey Laudanum Salt.
yeah, that's it. So I wouldn't want to go back to. Can you imagine doing heavy research with no internet?
Nope. I'd be using the Encyclopedia Britannicas that we had.
Yeah,
That big old collection that never changed for like 80 years.
yeah. You remember those guys that went door to door selling
Yep.
encyclopedia
Yeah, we
sets?
bought 'em.
Yeah, so shoot, yeah, we did. I had one for what they call the yearbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, the historical yearbooks. You go back and look what happened. So no, I want it. I need it, and hopefully we make enough money to get our internet turned back on because this is some crap.
Sure be nice to get that McDonald's check.
Yeah, McDonald's. If y'all could you get on that, that'd be great. Well, we got one more question, or two more questions. No, we got one more question, and then we'll go back on to. We're actually got a new segment today we're going to introduce.
Oh.
But we do have one question, and go right ahead.
Okay. Well, this is quite topical. Do spiders' lives matter?
SLM
It's the SLM movement.
eight fist up.
8 fists up.
Yeah, I guess it'd be 7 because they got to balance on one,
Yeah.
so they could
slithery.
still they could do.
Some
They could
slithery
do
snake.
my immediate response is not just no, but hell no. They do not
Oh,
matter.
come on
But
now.
upon a little bit of introspection and thinking, yeah, I guess they do. They serve a purpose.
Most certainly. Okay, and us living in West Texas and the Panhandle, we have the voracious wolf spiders,
That's
which
true.
everybody hates them.
Terrified of them.
Yeah, which is ridiculous because that's one of the best spiders to have. They eat crickets, they eat grasshoppers, they eat everything that can be a nuisance in your house. Other spiders, brown recluse. I don't think they mess with black widows.
Have you been a spiderologist for years and
well,
years?
it's I forget. It's spiderology,
yeah, spiderology.
and it's only been 3 years on that one.
Okay.
I'm pretty new into the field.
Okay, all right, fair. Well, I understand and know that my unhealthy fear of spiders is irrational and not based in
It
any
is.
kind of truth. However, I still don't like them.
And that's what amazes me is I don't know where they got the creepiness from.
I'm pretty sure it was John Goodman.
Arachnophobia?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where that came from.
No.
I'm pretty sure before John Goodman in Arachnophobia, nobody was afraid of spiders.
I did that. By the way, brilliant movie.
Yes, absolutely.
Love
brilliant
that movie.
Yes, when they get the popcorn and they're in the bowl of popcorn, and
Yeah, buddy.
it's fantastic. Just fantastic movie. And John Goodman's just, as in all things, John Goodman.
John
Brilliant.
Goodman's brilliant.
Yeah, maybe with the exception of The Connors, because that is a dumpster fire.
Really?
Yeah, it's horrible.
I haven't even seen it.
It's bad. It's
Oh,
really
well,
bad. If
Thanks.
when you watch a show called Roseanne, and then you remove
Roseanne.
Roseanne, it's not great.
Well,
Not great. Although they did get a successful 2 seasons, and I think they're renewed for a 3rd. So maybe
wow.
people like it. I don't know. Those people are probably Todd Tom because.
Todd Toms. The old Todd Toms of the internet.
But I don't know. So I've never liked spiders. I had to fight a brown recluse whenever I was a young man, and he was huge, and he didn't fight fair. He fought dirty.
6'8".
Yeah, he was huge. He had a bunch of eyeballs and 8 legs, and he hit me with all of them. And it was bad. It was bad. I don't like them.
You see, we grew up catching spiders. We would catch wolf spiders, black widows, all of them.
Catch them and do what with them?
Well, we'd have battle royale, duh. What else do you do when you're a stupid kid and you're catching black widows? You see if a black widow can beat a wolf spider.
Well, did they?
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, they fought all the time. It was
You
great.
successfully got 2 spiders to
Yeah,
fight.
multiple occasions.
Okay.
Multiple occasions.
Did you build them like a little ring? Like with a bell?
Oh yeah, dude, that was oh man, I was probably 9 or 10. I'd only been doing construction for 13 years at that point, so it wasn't the greatest.
Did they? Did they
We had our own little Joe Rogan spider sitting there doing commentary.
they have spider coaches in their corners?
Yeah, get in that rock.
Did you have spider training camps? They went,
It's a UFC Spider Edition.
did they have spider montages to sweet
Would be
80s
the
music?
Montage.
Oh, did you put them in little sweatsuits and run them?
Oh, of course.
Like at
That's
3
the-
o'clock in
that's
the
the-
morning.
Well, I took them to Philly. We ran them up the steps, and well, they didn't really run. They crawled
They
up the
crawl?
steps.
That's lame.
I know it wasn't as theatrical as I was expecting.
Did they put all eight palms up in the air?
No, but they did 6. They had to stand on 2.
Oh, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, you started it, and it just went.
Yep. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, so I'm firmly in the camp that they need to exist and they matter, but not much.
Well, my wife is in the firm belief of they exist, just not in my house.
I think, or my car or my boat. Like, if we could get that point across, I think everybody'd be a little bit happier.
Well,
I'll even give them the attic. You can have the attic. Just
have it.
Stay out of my living space.
Well, you got a spider on you right now.
Yeah,
so-
don't taunt me like that. I'm gonna throw this brand new podcasting equipment all out on the street and get rid of the spider germs.
Then we're never gonna get the internet.
You know where you
And TV
never
turned back
you know
on.
where you never find spiders because it's so clean? Freaking McDonald's.
Freaking McDonald's.
And they would never raise the price 10 cents on their burgers. I don't know what Todd Tom's talking about.
Tom, he's just he's smoking a little bit too much of that burning bush.
Well, yeah, he is in Canada. So
Well.
there is that.
There is that.
All right. Well, thank you for our entertaining questions this week. Probably everybody else has already tuned out at this point.
Hopefully.
But
Good on them.
I thought it was hilarious.
It felt good.
Good times. So we're going to introduce a new segment this week called Cinemize with these guys.
Cinemas with these guys.
I like it. I like it. So we're going to dive into some movie questions of all types and sorts over the next however long this podcast runs. Probably till next week. I think we'll be done after that.
I think maybe this one.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, can we go from number 1 on iTunes to done? One and done?
we have officially lost our 14 viewers. Yeah, but, you know, I'll just do it for us. It's cool with me.
Feels good.
But we'll continue to do it. We are movie buffs and always enjoy the movies and television shows and enjoy bantering on about them and questioning each other about them. And anyway, it's part of our lives, so we're going to make it a part of your lives as well.
You're welcome.
Yes, you are welcome. So if you don't want to hear this, cover your ear holes.
I gotta be honest. I got the last bit of that IPA.
Yeah?
And
Not.
it was
Are you rethinking that ranking? I'm surprised
No.
I'm surprised you gave it a passing grade.
I did it. Well, the beginning was good. It got louder.
Speaking of movie references. All right. Well, I think BZ, I think you got the question for
I
Cinemas.
do. So, what is the scariest movie that you have ever seen?
All right. Before we answer that, I need to go back and remind everybody we do have an email address for you to send us your questions.
That's true.
At I believe it's theseguysquestions@gmail.com. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So send us your questions, and also if you want to share your story and you want to share your opinion on what movies you have seen that have scared the dickens out of you, we would be curious to hear from you as well.
Also, on the questions, you can send us questions that you find, and what we would prefer is questions that you would like us to answer. They could be silly, they could be goofy, they could be serious. It doesn't matter. It's all fair game when
We-
you fraternize with these guys.
We have definitely been searching for serious questions, and they're kind of few and far between.
That's
'cause
true.
Most of the questions are from freaking Todd Tom.
Trolls.
Yeah.
and Todd
And
Toms.
Todd Toms. Well, I know that there's a lot of scary movies, and people enjoy being scared, and
So startled.
those people are called weirdos.
Yes.
Because it's silly to me. I don't particularly enjoy that genre of film.
You know, I very young age. It's funny we brought up Arachnophobia earlier because that was one movie that freaked my brother out
Nice.
because we just got done watching the movie and there was a wolf spider walking around the baseboard, so we crushed it.
Nice.
Well, unbeknownst to us, it was a mama spider, and
Ooh.
wolf spiders carry all of the babies on their back.
Yeah, that's gross.
So 15, 20 minutes later, we're getting ready to wind down. We're shutting the lights off, and the wall was moving. And my brother loses it. And I just thought it was the coolest shit ever.
You get spiders crawling over.
But but that's just me, and brings me to the point where I haven't really seen any horror. The horror genre really just kind of seems like a comedy to me because of how ridiculous everything is. There's always the stupid blonde who's gonna be running from the killer, and she's gonna trip, and it always happens that way.
Okay. So you're talking about like the typical slasher
the
type
typical
film.
slashers, those have never been a horror movie.
Okay. All
They're
right.
more of a comedy to me.
I tell you, one of the funniest ones along that lines is Cabin Fever. It's one of the best movies. I think that one of the best underrated movies that's ever been out there. It's fantastic. There's these crazy jokes at the beginning and at the end that kind of tie the movie together, and there's all this weird stuff in the middle. It's a fantastic movie. It's so terrible that it's great. It's one of those. It's
Yeah.
really, really good. I liked it.
Well, I guess if you were to look at, I think probably one of the movies that really kind of got in my head. There's two of them actually. Event Horizon, and granted that one is considered more of a sci-fi, but it just, I don't know
Still
what
freaky.
it was. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. It really got in your head.
Yeah, it did. It did. And that death scene at the end is still kinda-
Spoiler.
yeah, definitely. Well, I'll just say that it sticks with you.
Yeah, for sure. I think the other movie, and I've been racking my brain to try and remember what the heck it was called, but it was oh my gosh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, we're recording, bro.
Yeah, I know we are.
Yeah.
So, well, why don't you? It was about the guy that played. Oh
You-
my!
are you
Of
gonna have to-
course, I would be.
you're
I
gonna have to
would
look
be
that up?
right now. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Wow. Well, I'll just tell you mine while you figure that out. I do believe in
believe.
some paranormal stuff. I've never experienced it myself. I don't know what is or isn't out there, and I'm not going to say one way or the other 100%. But The Exorcist, as a young man, freaked me out. And one of the reasons it freaked me out was because, in my mind, it could be real. Like something like that could actually happen. Now, whether it does or whether it doesn't, I'm not going to argue with the Catholic Church on this one. Who knows?
They're probably gonna win.
Yeah, they're probably going to win. They got that good McDonald's money.
They got that McDonald's money.
They really do that. But that one really freaked me out as a younger guy, and I still see that woman's face when her neck's spinning around all creepy. and then also when they re-released it, they had that scene where she runs down the stairs like backwards crab walking.
You know what she did?
No, man, no.
Your cutting daughter.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. That's so I can watch it now. I do have to watch it during the day. So
That's fair.
I can't watch it in the evenings. Did you come
So-
up? Did you figure it out?
I did, and it's not a horror. It's more of a psychological thriller. But the reason that it always stuck with me is because the bad guy wins.
Oh yeah.
and it was Tim Robbins in Arlington Road.
Oh yes, you could have just said Tim and Jeff, and I would have been all over it.
Yeah,
That's a great movie. It's arguably one of the best thriller movies
Ever.
out there. It really is.
Yeah,
It's a
it's brilliant
fantastic. It
movie.
really is. And from start to finish, it's good.
Yep.
And like you
The
said,
cast
both
is phenomenal.
it is. And both of those movies, like you said, not really scary per se. But I'm with you on the slasher films. It's not my thing. Number one, and number two, it's obviously fake.
Sure.
And so they're, but the thriller movies for me, especially the psychological thrillers, are so much better because there's some truth hidden
Sure.
in those tales, and I really like it. So I'm definitely with you on that. And man, great movie drop because that's a fantastic movie. We should watch that.
We should.
Yeah, good movie. So The Exorcist for sure, and then going on, probably the most recent movie I watched that kind of freaked me out. It didn't really scare me that much, but it kind of definitely freaked me out. Was the Conjuring movies are really good.
Yeah.
They're not overly scary,
Yep.
and they have some jumpy moments. I don't really care for that. That's not really
Right.
my thing. But the insidiousness of something being possessed and not being fully able to understand it
Yep.
is scary to me. And
Yeah.
I think there's stuff like that out there.
Now, on something like that, to play into the same realm that you're in, one of those conjurization, exorcism kind of movies that was, The Exorcist was decent. It wasn't a freaky one, but one of those that style movie that really got me was The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's pretty freaky. And to add freakiness, add a little bit of extra to that, that lady who plays that role looks just like my mom did when she was in college.
Oh, that's even
It's
creepier.
super weird. It's a strange movie, but I've only watched that once because I refuse to watch it again.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah,
If
it's a
you've
good
not
one.
seen it, she gets an exorcism. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
And her name's Emily Rose.
Yeah.
So, spoiler alert.
yeah, we definitely definitely gave out a lot of information there.
Sorry about you.
Yep. Well, Todd Tom's not listening
Todd Tom.
anymore, so
Well,
who,
that's a good
who
thing.
cares?
Tom, back off.
All right. Well, thanks for indulging us in our cinemas with these guys.
Cinemas with these guys.
Yeah, fun times. So we'll do some more of those in the future. And then, like I said, if you have any ideas or suggestions for us, shoot us an email over there, and that email will be in the show notes. And also, right now, we'll let's go ahead and break for our very, very first sponsor. I'm just kidding. We don't have a sponsor yet. We're-
McDonald's.
McDonald's is sponsoring us. They don't even know it, and hopefully they don't sue us. But we're gonna go right into Thinky
Thinky Blinders.
Oh man, Thinky Blinders. All right, so I've got an interesting one, kind of low key, good.
I like it.
And also,
I like
so
it.
I'll start with that. So, Thinky Blinders is just a segment where all the other questions we talk about a little bit beforehand, we get on the same page and we at least run them by each other. And then for Thinky Blinders, we usually bring up a question that requires a little bit more thought, and neither one of us have heard the other one's question. And so, Beezy's questions today is, what's the last expensive thing that you bought?
You mean besides this podcast equipment?
Yeah. Obviously, you didn't buy it on the internet because we don't have internet because
that's fair. That's fair.
They got cut off.
I was using Walmart's free Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah. Oh, McDonald's.
Oh, McDonald's.
McDonald's free Wi-Fi. They have the best free Wi-Fi.
They do, don't they?
Yes, and $1.30 hamburgers.
Yeah, $1.40.
Oh, with tax, though.
That was with tax.
That's just the government. McDonald's
Yeah.
didn't do that. It was
Yeah,
just
I
the
hear you.
government.
I hear you. The last most expensive thing?
Yep. Well, the last expensive, not most
Last
expensive. The last
expensive.
expensive thing. And remember, your wife might listen to this, so be careful.
So don't talk about the guns.
We're already on watch lists, so you could probably talk about it a little bit.
Oh, that's fair. Actually, I think probably would be the whole entertainment system we've got set up. So we bought a new TV.
Oh yeah, y'all got a nice setup.
We got the tower speakers, the receiver, all that good stuff. Probably that.
Okay. All right. What'd that set you back?
More than I'm willing to admit.
You know what else you'd have if we didn't have television or internet? Money.
Yeah, that's true.
I spend a lot of money on Amazon because I'm like, oh yeah, it's one click. It's $49, no big deal. You do that about 15 times every month, and
It catches up real quick.
Yeah, now we're
That-
being
That
foreclosed on.
$15, $30 every click adds up fast.
Yeah, that one click, that was a brutal blow. You know
Yeah.
who wouldn't do that to you?
Tom.
Tom's not smart enough to do that. McDonald's wouldn't do that to you, though.
That's fair.
Yeah, they're fair in their pricing. It's all up there. No gimmicks. Except for the ice cream machine's always down. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, with the money that they make, you figure they,
Figure they
they'd
could
be
get
able
that
to
under
have
the
that damn
control.
thing working.
Yeah. Maybe we should quit with the McDonald's stuff.
Well,
Pretty
we said-
sure everybody's tired of it.
We said that this would be the last one for a couple episodes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give at least one episode of McDonald's free content.
At least one.
At least one. All right. So that was a good thinky blinder. Any big expensive things that you bought in the last year that stick out?
Oh, last year, I did buy. Now it's probably not the most expensive thing, but it was an expense.
Hmm.
I bought my new fly rod
Oh yeah.
and
So
got
Brandon's rocking a Reddington.
Reddington,
Yeah.
yeah. bought that 5-weight 9-footer.
Yes. So all you fly aficionados out there, let Brandon Obeezy know about you think about his Reddington fly rod and reel. The reel came with it, right? It was a
Yep.
Reddington reel.
Yep, it's a Reddington reel.
Gotcha.
It was actually just a combo kit, but it was a 9-foot, 5-weight. Trying to think of what else. That's about it, really.
Not super expensive, but definitely set you back a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was $400 or $500,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, and I'm firmly in the camp that if you're going to start fly fishing, if you're going to start hunting, if you're going to start doing anything in the outdoors, I personally believe that you need to rough it with equipment for at least 2 years.
Yep.
I think you need to buy the cheapest that you could find and
And I
just
did.
and just suffer for 2 years at least, preferably like 3 or 4.
Which is not necessarily true on the roughing it, because I had that Walmart edition
Yeah.
fly rod that I crushed when we were fishing out on the reservoir,
Yeah, man, you did good with that little thing.
and I also had a broken hand.
Yeah, that's true. That
So
was
I
true.
was casting with my offhand.
Yes, we'll definitely have to go into some of those fly fishing stories sometimes.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
that'll be good.
Good
Good
stuff.
stuff.
All right, man.
Well, for my Thinky Blinder, I got you a pretty good one, I think. I think you'll be able to hit this one pretty good.
All right.
So, in today's world, what are examples of snake oil salesmen?
Ooh. Preachers? they
But I
call
didn't
it
see
the
that one coming.
they call it the opiate of the masses for a reason. Okay, in all seriousness, snake oil salesmen, of course, just sold BS products advertised to cure all of your
Ails.
eels and ales and whatever else came. And it was kind of an all-encompassing product.
Yep.
I would say, more than likely, I would definitely say the supplement market. And there are supplements out there that are legit and that you can use and need. There's some vitamins out there you should definitely be taking. I take several vitamins every day, so I believe in that. However, there's a lot of supplementation out there that I think is all, not only is it snake oil, but it's also super, super expensive for not much.
Yeah.
And the good thing is about them, they don't work. So not only are you paying a lot of money, but they don't do what they say they're going to do. There's a lot of people that are probably going to hate me for saying all that because, you know, they're in an MLM trying to sell Herbalife
Sure.
and all this stuff. But I would say that's probably the snake oil equivalent of our day.
Well, that's fair. Well, it's funny that you said preachers, because what are your thoughts on televangelists?
For the most part. So look, I'll be careful here. If y'all don't know, they call me Pastor Pinewood because I am, in fact, a pastor of a small church. And I've been in the circles with big churches. I served in a church of 2,000 to 2,500, so that's about medium size. It's not huge, but it's a large church. And I've seen and met a lot of quote-unquote TV preachers. And I'll be real honest with you. Most of the pastors that I spend time with, I don't enjoy spending time with them. They're not people that I enjoy hanging out with. And one of the reasons, and probably the most notable reason, is they just come across to me as fake. And they're probably not. The ones I hang around with are probably not fake. They're probably true to themselves and legitimate, and I shouldn't be saying that about them. However, they just come across to me as people who are not upfront about who they really are. And man, we hear about this all the time, don't you?
Oh,
Television pastors and preachers. And by the
Kenneth
way,
Copeland.
yeah, don't get me started. I don't believe that you can be a pastor of a church greater than, say, 150 to 200 people. You can be a preacher, but you can't be a pastor. There's a difference. So a pastor is, he walks with his people. It's a shepherding thing. You pastor your people. And it's an individual connection that you have with folks. You can't do that when you have 2,000 people in your congregation.
Sure.
It's impossible. You preach to them, you can teach them, but you can't pastor them. So there's a semantic issue there. And if you're on television and you're a televangelist, you're not a pastor. You're a preacher, teacher. And a lot of times they mix and mingle psychology and the new age kind of find yourself mentality, as well as like motivational speaking. They kind of meld all of that together, and man, they can speak well.
Yeah,
like
they're good.
Yeah, they talk good. They talk real good, but they sound wonderful from the pulpit, and they can captivate audiences, and that's not good enough to me. And it always feels fake. And you're talking to little old ladies on a fixed income, and you're trying to get them to send you money because it will help them be prosperous in the future. I don't know, man. It just really strikes me wrong. That being said, if you're out there and you're listening and you draw some sort of introspection from television preachers, if you listen to Joel Osteen and you get something from that on a week-to-week basis, there's no hate from me. I'm not one to cast stones at other pulpits. They do what they do. It's successful in their eyes. Their people love them. I've met some people who go to Joel Osteen's church on several occasions, and they legitimately love the guy. So if you get something from your church, I have no issues or qualms, no problems at all. But from the outside looking in, it seems a little fake. And one thing that I don't like being around is phony people. Just be who you are. And, man, I'll get along with you a lot better, because there's nothing that really bugs me more than trying to be somebody you're not on a regular basis.
That's why we're best friends.
That's why we're best friends. Yeah. I don't pull any punches. I'll tell you who I am. I'll tell you what I do. And if you don't like that, well, there's the door. And you can.
Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you.
I love Jesus, and I love hazy IPAs. That's okay for me. So
I'd be all right with leaving the IPAs out.
yeah, well, there you go. So that's where I'm at. But I definitely think the supplementation world is wrought with falseness and taking advantage of people for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys, to our second episode, and we've got all of our questions answered. We introduced a new segment in the Cinemize with these guys. That'll be coming back for sure. Thinky Blinders was good today.
Thinky Blinders.
Really enjoyed that.
With some good thinkers there.
Let's leave everybody with it could always be a little worse. Now, we've talked about some great questions today, and Todd Tom is still out there running around somewhere, and, the world looks a little bleak when talking about some of this stuff.
Sure.
And, thinking about these questions. But just remember, your life, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, it could always be worse. And so let me share this story with you. This gentleman does not give his name, because I wouldn't give my name either. But
if you ended up on this segment, you're probably anonymous.
Probably going to be anonymous. But he says today, while pooping at work, which, by the way,
this is a common theme.
It really
McDonald's
is.
And poop.
We're McDonald's.
The old McPoopers.
2 episodes in, McDonald's and poop seem to be winning out.
Yep.
Okay, so today while pooping at work, I was scrolling through social media, as one does. That's what you do, especially if you're on the clock. Doesn't that feel so good?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Scrolling through the social media, I dropped my phone in the toilet, and the automatic flusher engaged, flushing my phone halfway into the pipe. When the which then flooded the toilet.
Yes.
I had to call maintenance and explain to them what happened so I could retrieve my
That's
phone.
awesome.
All right. First thing, pooping at work, there's no sin in that. No shame in that.
Nope.
So you got to poop, man, you go poop. But don't let anybody tell you anything other than that.
What does Ian Malcolm say in Jurassic Park? When you gotta go, you gotta go.
I thought you were going to say hold on to your butts because that's my favorite quote of that movie. How are you sitting on the toilet? How do you drop your phone into the toilet while you're sitting on it?
You know, maybe you're sitting back. Maybe you're straight up relaxing. You got your feet kicked out on the on the cripple stool.
Are you in the cripple stool?
You got the cripple
There's-
bars that
there's
you're
no
got your
room.
feet kicked up on there.
There's no room for that unless you're in the the full expanded.
Oh, I'm
cripple
talking.
stool.
You're in the Cadillac stool.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, that's a possibility, I guess. But wouldn't that make the opening even smaller?
No, not if you're a spread eagle. If you got your feet kicked up on both of the armrests, then maybe you drop your phone, it rolls down your stomach, and then plop.
Okay. It's a bad state of affairs, any way you look at it.
Either way, yeah, it's kind of a shitty ordeal.
It really. So I've never dropped a phone in the toilet. I've come close.
I've never
Come
done
close.
that.
But it seems to be the only time I've come close is when I was either mounting or dismounting. It's never happened
Yes.
during the act. You know, during the act, you're pretty secure. You know, you're in a prone position. You got 3 points. Well, I guess 4 points
4 points
of contact, right? Yeah, you're good. You're in a stable
That is
position.
an OSHA approved position.
That is. You know, in the shooting world, you're in the right position to make a perfect shot. Like there shouldn't be anything going wrong, unless he was not looking at social media. That is a possibility. Because then you got
One free hand.
Yeah, you got other things going on. I don't want to dive any farther than that because, you know, my little old church ladies might listen to this. But, you know, that's a possibility. He Anonymous might not be giving us all the facts of
That's
the case.
true, that's true.
So that's true. So let's say it does happen. In my world, you drop the phone in the toilet and it overflows. I just kind of... You just lost your phone.
Yeah.
Like, that's it, right? You just tack that one up to a loss.
You paid $250.
You pay the insurance money.
You pay the insurance
Yeah,
money.
the
on your phone.
deductible. Yeah.
You get that deductible paid. You get a brand new phone 2 days later.
Yeah, you've already backed it up, hopefully.
I mean, I would assume so. But, I mean, the only other option that you've got is you personally dig the phone out
Yes.
and
Okay.
chop it up into little cubes and use it as a poop bouillon cube for your ramen noodles. It's not going to be a McDonald's flavored one, but...
Oh, and on that wonderful note, we're going to end our second episode of Fraternize with these guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And, man, we appreciate doing all this. Do us a favor. Go over to iTunes and leave us a review. We're in that stage where we're just beginning, and the reviews help us so much for not only people looking to find us, but also sponsors in the future. McDonald's check has not showed up yet, so we're still waiting on that. But, man, if you could leave us a review over there, that would be great. We really appreciate you guys. God bless y'all. Have a great afternoon /morning/midday, whatever time you're listening to this. And we'll catch you on the next episode.